Hi, how's it going? Today we're going to go over two different sketching styles. This is for intermediates and beginners, especially intermediates, I think. So whenever I'm sketching in my sketchbook, I always sketch in two different ways depending on my mood. I am going to show them to you, and it might be something that you do from now on. So we're gonna go over them really quick. Before that though, it says that 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. So subscribe, and I'm gonna be posting on here a lot more often. Also hit that like button if you do like the content. All right, let's get started. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna use these kind of like half-done sketches that I did beforehand, and I'm gonna show you each method on each one. So number one would be the searching method. You're like floating around. So for example, let me take this guy, and let's say I already kind of drew him beforehand. Let's say I'm gonna draw like armor on him, let's say, and I'm gonna kind of lightly float my pencil around. And you can do this with a ballpoint pen. And honestly, you can do some pencil too, but probably ballpoint pen is for me the kind of the best one to do it on. I'm going to kind of lightly trace, like I'm throwing these little lines right here, and I'm searching for shapes. Let me see, I'm searching for shapes that I can use and turn into something else. I don't really know fully what kind of shape I want first. I don't fully know what I'm doing yet, in other words, but I am going to put it on here. And like I said, lightly trace those lines. So where the idea is you put these lines light enough that if you want, you could maybe alter something else and focus on that. So if I was to draw over this, I'm like, I don't want to wear a mask anymore. I could make some other lines darker, and then you look at the dark lines only, and you don't see the little sketchy lines around. But what I'm doing is I'm like searching, right? I'm just kind of searching, and you're hoping for happy accidents when you do this. This is more like when you're sketching for yourself. But you can also do this with concepts, like when you're trying to find ideas for designs. You are, again, just looking for ideas. I'm like, okay, I want this, again, this guy to be armored. Again, floating my my pen around. It's kind of floating around a little messily. This is actually kind of an intermediate technique. You can definitely try this if you're a beginner, but you have to be careful because this can become very messy very quickly. And so that's kind of something you need to watch out for. If it becomes a mess, it starts to become hard to manage. And when it becomes hard to manage, you kind of just want to quit. Especially when it's with like a pen. If you're gonna try this as a beginner, I recommend trying this as I would say, if you're trying this as a beginner, try it with pencil. See, and I'm only tracing these little lines before I commit fully. Let's be like a helmet of some kind. Let's just say I want to go down here, and I'm like, okay, well, what's he gonna have? Armor plating. And you see this a lot. You see this a lot online. It's one way, and I actually enjoy it too. I kind of like it's kind of fun for yourself when you don't really know what it is that you're gonna come up with. This is how you kind of come up with, again, happy accidents, kind of weird ideas. Where you're like, oh, that's strange. But right now I have to, you do this at the start, and then eventually what you have to do is you have to kind of solidify certain things. So let me look into his face and let me try solidifying something. Sorry, my computer's making weird noises. So let me solidify this design here in his mask. I'm not really sure what kind of mask that's going to be. I want it to be kind of a hard armored type mask that's tight fitting to his face. Kind of comes down. Thinking of like a samurai mask, actually. Again, this is what I mean by ideas, and I'm not totally sure what direction I'm going in. You do this, like I said, for concepts or for just fooling around in your sketchbook for yourself. And it's more about the flow than anything else. So now I'm going darker with lines here. I'm committing. Maybe there's a split in this kind of forehead area in the design of the whatever this is, like a plate. I do want it to be hard, like I said, so. And his neck is like huge, maybe too huge. So I'm gonna narrow it a little bit. I mean, it's cartoony in a way. It's like exaggerated form. But this isn't about the sketch. This is about the method. So I'm gonna kind of move on to the other method. So like I said, just to recap, you're floating around. So let's look at the design of this. What design do I want here? Maybe I want like some sort of fire design on this chest plate. So I'm kind of scratching it in a little bit, but very light, so I could go back into it and solidify it darker, but just a little bit differently. Hopefully that makes sense, but like that flow, like I said, when you kind of see that, that's the searching method of sketching. So let's go over the other way. So that's one way I would just like sketch around. The other way is committing. You're kind of going slow and methodical, and I'm gonna do it on this one over here. You're slow and methodical. So this one's different. Usually this one you have an idea in your head. So the flow of it would be, I look at it, I think, and I fully think out what I want to do, and then I pull a line, and it's deliberate, meaning that is what I'm thinking about for a split second. And I'm putting it down. There's not a lot of searching. Right? It's a lot of like, I look, think about it. Look, think about it, and then I put it down pretty precisely as I'm going to. This is another method I see a lot of concept artists do as well. It's a pretty cool method that really works for me as well. And it works for me when I'm drawing stuff that I haven't drawn before. Like the pace, as you can tell, is already different. Like, I'm gonna fill that in. I look back for a second and then I process, okay, how does that look? Sit back And there's a kind of a cool thing about this is that the idea is that you're fixing stuff less, you're making less mistakes, so you don't have to go back and repair it anywhere near as much. You're kind of like, okay, cool. You're analyzing a lot of it along the way. And you usually have a good idea of what you want in your head beforehand. It's not like you have the entire picture in your head beforehand, but you have a pretty good idea of what direction you're going in. There's really no searching. And you're just kind of like, okay, that's gonna look nice. I'm gonna put it down carefully. So the idea is very similar to that military phrase that I say a lot. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So slow is smooth, meaning you're smooth. Kind of, it's smooth because it's slow, and then it's as it's slow, it's fast because you're gonna finish it quicker since you're already thinking precisely about what you want. The downsides to this, in my opinion, at least when you're sketching, is it's not, in my opinion, right? And this is everybody. I don't find it as fun, personally. And I think there's a little bit less creativity in it. Like there's much less happy accidents. And this is just for sketching, by the way. For sketching ideas. This is just for, as far as that goes. You know, a workflow environment, I'll probably do this more for work. You know, for jobs I need to finish, I'll do it a lot more. It's more, I think it's a lot more efficient. But like I said, less happy accidents if you're just sketching for yourself. I don't feel like you're gonna have as many creative choices coming up. It could, for some, I totally agree with it, but like I said, this is much more precise and deliberate. So that's it. Those are the two styles of sketching. There's the searching method, and then there's the deliberate method. I'm just gonna call it that. Those aren't the official titles, but searching and then deliberate. You're thinking about it, like right here in deliberate, you're thinking and then putting it down. Thinking, then putting it down. Thinking, and then putting it down pretty deliberately. Pretty affirmatively too. And then this other searching method, you're just kind of looking around for attractive shapes. You're looking around for, you know, cool, kind of attractive shapes and neat ideas, and in that searching method of sketching. So those are the two ways to do it. I really hope that was informative to you, because this is a little bit more of an advanced concept, but I trust that you're gonna take this and maybe toy around with it. Just kind of doodle around some, like kind of scratchy search, and then try some like this. Try some very slow and completely like deliberate. Try somewhere there's not a whole lot, you know, not a whole lot of craziness going on outside of exactly what you're aiming for. That's kind of it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hit me up with your questions. I love your comments. Please comment more. Even if you just say hi, like, I love it. But yeah, thanks so much. Also, in the comment section, please tell me what you want to see. I want to, you know, make a lot of cool videos on this channel. So hit me up. Talk to you later. Stay safe, guys.